Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Ahab Plays Football Manager 2020. I'm Ahab. This is my Coruña save, and we are into the second season of La Liga, our third season of this particular series, and we're a couple of games in. So for this episode, we are going to review what happened over the summer and how the preseason went. We're going to review a couple of young transfers in and why we went a little ham on bringing in some youngsters. And then we're going to review the season thus far. And then we're going to talk about the Champions League. And we have a Champions League match coming up against Olympic Lyonnais. So, let's talk about the summer and transfer windows. Last episode, you all saw most of the business that I did. I brought in Anthony Angelari, Danilo Cataldi, Kike Clemente, Ludovic Ayorge, and that was really it for the senior team members that I brought in. I only had $16 million to spend, excuse me, and I spread it liberally across a couple of positions that we needed some reinforcements for. Salary-wise, I might have overspent, but that is what it is. And I learned a little bit of a lesson, but that's okay. Nobody else brought in to the senior team, and I'll get into why in a minute, aside from not having money. But the team is pretty solid. I'm also going to talk about tactics, if I can just remember the word. Tactics, because I had to change ours a little bit. And I'll go over those a little bit later on, right before we get into the match for this episode. As you can see, we have a couple of names on here that you might not recognize. Jacobo Lopez, Benjamin Andrade. Frankly, I didn't bring those in. I'm not sure where they came from. Paul Robin Tengensdal from Sarpsborg. Definitely brought him in. Ale Losada brought him in from Palmas. Mikhail Pribble from... Not even going to try to pronounce that. Definitely brought him in. Cavalli brought him in, and Palma brought him in from Caldas for the measly sum of 240 shekels, dollars, euros, pesos, whatever you want to call it. We had some transfers out, and that's aside from the folks that I said were leaving. So Ogu, Valentin, Bjarnson, they all left on freeze. Brigantinos, and one other player, I'm forgetting the older gentleman's name, who was our target man, left on, they retired. John Hernandez and Jeremy Hernandez, I'm not sure if they're related, but I let them both go because they really didn't have stats. They didn't have determination high enough to stick it out here at Coruña. And frankly, their personalities were less than stellar, which is interesting. The fan base really got on me for letting those two go. And, well, the fan base can just shove it at this point. Pablo Brea is a younger goalkeeper. I needed to get him game time. So I loaned him out to Alicante in the second division, and he's having a good time. Mujahid Sadiq, kind of interesting that I loaned him out. I'll get into why in a bit. But loaned him out because he was not going to get the game time here that I needed, and I need him to develop more than he has been. So he has some solid stats, but he's young, and he's got plenty of time to work those up. So he is also at Alicante, and he's having a good time there as well. A couple of other loans that I did. We got Kevin Lacruz sold, and frankly, he was cheaper than I wanted him to be sold for, but it was what it was. Ivan Calero, loaned out because nobody wanted to buy him. I'm hoping I can sell him this season for some more cash. Let's talk about the young guys here. So, Paul Robin is a right wing back. Ale Losada is a left winger. Michael Pribble is a defender center. And Gaetan Cavalli is also a left wing back, and then Renato Palma is a striker. Let me see here. So we brought those young guys in to kind of reinforce the U19s because we were kind of weak in some of those positions. I really would have liked to bring in a midfielder and a target man striker, but I couldn't find them cheap enough, so I spent my money elsewhere. And the reason I'm bringing in so many young players is because we have a serious issue if we're going to be playing continental soccer. I think I lightly touched on this last episode. Sorry, my laptop is out of balance here and it's throwing me off. So let's look at registration for the Champions League. Minimum of 4 players trained by Coronian for 3 years between 15th and 21st birthday at the club. Well, we don't have that. And the one guy we do have, I loaned out, Mujahid Sadiq. So, where do we go from there? Well, in. Who the heck? I have no idea how he's in. I don't know how he's in. He's not on the senior team. But anyway. Man, the numbers have changed. So all of a sudden, we don't have 4 players, and we don't have a total of 8 players for homegrown. That's wrong. I don't know what happened here, but that's incorrect. We have the total of homegrown players for the country. We don't have the homegrown players for the team. So anyway, we had to cut down how many we were able to sign for, or to register, for the Champions League. And so we didn't register Jallo, we didn't register, Yallo, we didn't register Clemente, and we didn't register Borja Galan. That could be why. Well, anyway. So the issue is we just didn't have enough. So I'm looking to stock up on players that have been here long enough. And very soon I will have at least 2, if not 3, when Sadiq gets better. Juan Luis Valor will be, very soon, he will be 3 years before his 21st birthday for us. And then eventually William Pena, who is going to get loaned out at some point this season. He has such solid stats for a young striker. I'm really looking forward to his development. But speaking of Champions League, let's have a look. Our next match happens to be against Olympique Lyonnais. So this is part of our group. Just figure out here how to get into that. There we go. Champions Cup. We're in Group D. This is our group. We've already had 1 match against Leipzig, and that went a lot better than I thought it was going to. And that was actually going to be this episode. Unfortunately, I left my mic muted for half of it, so it is what it is. Olympique Lyonnais was the first seeded. Leipzig was 2. We were 3, and Moscow was the bottom. Moscow is coming up, but excuse me, I need to take a sip of water. When you're sick and trying to record, sometimes you get hoarse, or at least I get hoarse, and you guys didn't want to hear any of that. So, let us go to all groups and see who's participating in the Champions League this year. Arsenal, Napoli, Shakhtar, and Sparta Prague in Group A. Group B is Bayern, Juventus, Monaco, and Dinamo. And you can see how they're doing thus far in their groups. Liverpool, Atletico, PSV, and Besiktas in Group C. Group D is us. Group E is Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid, Legia, and Red Bull Salzburg. Group F is Manchester United, SLB, Ajax, and Borussia Mönchengladbach. I'm not totally familiar with the Portuguese teams, so I don't know what the abbreviations are for. So I apologize, and I'm just going to call them by their abbreviations, except for Porto in the next group. Porto, Barcelona, Bologna, and Borussia Dortmund in Group G. That, I think, is a nasty group. And then the last group, another pretty bad group, is Man City, Inter, Brugge, and Fenerbahce. I think we got a good group for us, frankly. I think it bodes well for us moving on into the elimination stage, which that's all I'm hopeful for. I'm not hoping to make it to the finals. If we make it into the elimination stage and then we get past the first elimination round, I'll be very happy. We've already made $1 million off of a draw with Leipzig, and plenty more money to come here. So, speaking of matches, let's talk about tactics. So I've edited our tactic a little bit. This is the tactic I used last season, except I've changed the midfielders around. I've changed the deep lying playmaker to a center midfielder support with some PIs. Take more risks, dribble more, shoot more often. Because I've got a lot of midfielders that have great long-distance shooting, but the DLP is not, they shoot less, and I want them to shoot more because they have spectacular long-distance shots. And then I changed the box-to-box to a Mez because I feel like the box-to-box, the combination just wasn't having enough effect on the midfield. So, yeah, I mean, I'm trying something different. The first couple of matches we had this season were also very, very sketchy. I don't know what happened between last season and this season, and I don't know if the winter update didn't install into the match engine until the new season clicked over or something, but all of a sudden, every single team, the first couple of games that weren't Barcelona or Real Madrid, all the other teams were Barcelona and Real Madrid. And it's kind of funny. Some of the results, like Barcelona got caught out once, and Atletico got caught out once, and I think Real Madrid got caught out once. I will check here in just a second. So I've had to jostle some things around, change how they play. So we have 3 discrete tactics now. We have this one, which is not the primary for this season. I'm going to try to go with this one for primary this season. This is a little bit, well, between the two, this one will be for away or against tougher teams. The other one will be our primary. And you can see this one's different still. We have wingers running out. Again, we have the Mez and the center midfielder. I have to change this quick. Personalize that for target man support. All right. So the difference being we're a little bit more attacking, and we have a positive mentality. This is using the style from the previous Ahab Maves 442. This one, a little bit more supporting. I have Cartabia on attack because that's really what he should be doing. And everything else is pretty much the same. And then I'm running a 4-2-4 attacking for the times where I need to have something attacking. I don't know if I'm actually going to use this, but it is what it is. You can see I'm using a roaming playmaker here, and the Mez is on attack here. So we'll see how this goes. I will be using 1 and 3 and 2 very sparingly, but 1 and 3 are the primaries. So for this home match against Olympic Lyonnais, I'm going to start with this sucker right here and see how it goes. Let's go into the season thus far. Friendlies were pretty good. We had our training camp in Holland where we played PSV, Ajax, and Feyenoord. And we did okay. Ajax caught us sleeping on that last goal. Otherwise, it would have been a draw. The other friendlies were matches that were morale boosters and just getting all the new players associated with the players they were going to be playing with. And then we started out the season with a nice win against Villarreal, a draw against Real Madrid, and then another win against Leganes. We had a friendly against Compostela because there was an international break. And then we had this ridiculous match versus Malaga where I don't know, 1-0, right? We squeaked out a win with our new target man. He got a goal, but look at the stats for this. I mean, talk about getting FM'd. We FM'd the crap out of Malaga here. 12 shots, 6 of them on target. They had 15 and 8, so not that many more, but 63%. 4 yellow cards for them, and we scored in the 74th minute off of a corner kick. Just wanted to load this so you guys can see. Traver launches it in. Yorke just beats 2 defenders, and that's the ball game. I mean, we didn't have too many bad players. I had to sub Galan because he really didn't play well, and I fined him for that. But otherwise, the other players picked up the slack. I mean, Pedersen had a 8. So it really wasn't that bad, but we just could not hold on to the ball, and that was the last match where I said, okay, you know what, we gotta change things around here. We gotta figure out what the heck's going on. So tough match against Malaga. Then we had this fantastic match against Leipzig where we started out with a goal. They came back, they went up 2-1, and then we got the last goal. I think that's the way it went. Well, Ingvartsen got 2 goals. Oh, it would have been 3-2, but Ingvartsen missed a penalty. I forgot about that. So, shame on Ingvartsen. Unfortunately, he got injured shortly thereafter. Then we had this domination of Mallorca, which was a solid campaign against them. And that was an interesting match because Dropoulos scored 2 goals and then missed a penalty. He scored 2 goals off of corners. Not entirely sure where that started up. Then we had this tough match against Vigo in a derby. We won that. That was a pretty solid match. We played our new away tactic and held them to it. I mean, we played pretty solid here. And then we had a Atletico match where we held them until... I don't remember what minute we held them till, but it was 62nd minute, and Lamar just banged one in from 30 meters. Really unfair in my opinion. Now next is Olympic Lyonnais. So you can see we play Leipzig, Lyonnais. We have a couple of matches against Eibar and then Almeria here, and Lokomotiv Moscow. We've got a pretty packed first half of the season. But after the break, we'll get into the match against Olympic Lyonnais. We're at home, and it's wet and 60 degrees. We play well in the rain. We'll see how it goes. Be back in a minute. And I'm coming back just a little bit early here because we had a result come in from the early game. Moscow and Leipzig tied. I'm not sure what's going on at Red Bull Leipzig in Germany there, but they're not as dominant as their current play is in real life. So let's see what happens here with Olympic Lyonnais. We could take this group. We could be up top in the group here if we beat Olympic Lyonnais. Yes. All right, so they're playing a 4-2-3-1. It also seems to me that they made some changes with the winter update that makes the 4-2-3-1 a little bit more viable than it previously was prior to the winter patch. It still has issues, but if you have some solid players in there, like the Malaga had a wonder kid in their midfield just dominating everything, it can do very well. This is a great opportunity to show the experts. I have faith in you all. Let's do this. Let's do this, lads. End the team talk. Go into the tunnel. There we go. All right, here we go. We're at home, packed house. And away we go. Olympic Lyonnais starting with the ball. Looking for names in Lyonnais that I know. And Pereira on the right wing, possibly Kennerman as well. And certainly Rafinha. Ooh, that was almost a goal for Lyonnais right off the bat. Oh man, their goalkeeper is way out. And we're caught offside. That's unfortunate. And corner right off the bat. All right, Cartabia, put it in. Ooh, almost had that. Their goalie Lopez was down low and able to pick that up. Chumi with a good stop. Canterman picks up the loose ball. Wide ball out to Rafinha. Cartabia is able to pick up an interception from, I think that was Ruiz, and we gave it away right away, unfortunately. Cartabia with a nice steal. Passes in the space for Edmondson, who kicks it right to the keeper. Good. Like what I'm seeing, though. Like what I'm seeing. But you know what? Oh, I mean, I'm doing shorter and lower already. Run at the defense. You know what? We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. We'll see how it goes for a little bit. Edmondson to Madran. Madran puts it over to Simone. Simone pops it up, and it's a corner. Good old-fashioned football manager corner. Cartabia is just offside, fortunately. Good ball maneuvering, though. Ooh, their left winger is having an issue. All right, I like what I'm seeing so far. Definitely encouraging. Soma picks up the loose ball, back to Marchetti. Puts it back to Chumi. Back to Simone, who's already looking kind of tired. And that highlight ended pretty quick, right? Ruiz dribbling. Traver gets a header on it up to Lopez. Oh no, Cartabia's injured. Well, aren't you guys just a bunch of nasties? Oh, what happened? Hopefully that's nothing, because it doesn't show him as injured. Let's see what happens. All right, all the way back to Uzoho, and he's thinking about it. Up to Madran, over to Simone. Raver needs to run and get some space for Simone to run into, but he's not. Ball rebounds off. Good thing Madran is back there to pick it up. Chumi, Soma. Soma over to Marchetti, up to Edmondson. Puts it over for Ruiz. Runs in and gets tackled. Oh, come on, guys. Have a shot. Oh, that is so frustrating. All right, I'm going to have to change this here to mixed crosses, because low crosses aren't doing anything right now. I feel like low crosses are broken in this game. I could be wrong. Ugh. And the defense goes to sleep and concedes a goal. Come on. Ball to Bergwijn. And he just he's literally walking. What is going on there? Yeah, you should shake your head. Oh, God. That really burns me. Demand more. Come on, guys. God, I hate when they start playing like idiots. Yeah, let's head the ball right out to them. My God. All right, Uzoho's able to stop that. Gives it right to... Cartabia to Marchetti, over to Merigi. Ingvartsen's injured, so we're playing Merigi instead of Ingvartsen. All right, nice tackle by Madran on the Lyonnaise player. All right, some long distance cross the field action going there. Cartabia Running in the middle. All right. It's getting okay again. Traver puts up the corner. Edmondson with a solid header, but their goalie is able to pick that up. I have a feeling this is going to be a short game for Cartavia. All right, Ricardo's offsides. Thank God. Traver's able to dribble, puts a rocket in and just misses off to the right side. Oh, man. Come on. You guys, you got to shoot that in the goal. You got to shoot that in the frickin' goal, and they're going to score again. Nope, thank you. Thank you, Uzoho. Thank you for being a wall. How is that not a goal? You know why that wasn't a goal? Because this is Football Manager. That's why. And finally, Cartavia is freaking injured. Maybe Valor can do something here. I have faith in you. Oh, Rafina picked up a yellow card. Thank you. Valor gets the tackle. Valor had an instance in a game or two ago, or maybe 3 or 4 games. He had a game a couple games ago where he literally just went on a tackling spree. The same player he tackled like 3 or 4 times in a, 15-second span. Look at all these injuries in the Champions League. That's unfortunate. Yep. All right, let's take a look at the tactic here and see what the heck's going on. Positive. Let's just turn that off. We're running a defense. That might be an issue. And I haven't really noticed if they were pressing us too much. So let's just turn up the directness a little bit. And we'll go to review. Start the second half. All right, lads, you got this. It's 1-0. We've come back from this before. All right, so they are kind of pressing. Valor in some good space with a great pass. It gets blocked by our own player. It gets put out for a throw-in for us, thankfully. Madran with the simple tackle. Traver picks it up. Back to Chumi. Back to Soma. Puts it over to Valor, who's in space. Nice cross to Traver, who heads it over. It's not exactly what I want to see, boys, but no, it is what it is. Drawn over to Traver in space. And they waste that opportunity. Ruiz picked up the ball. Valor. Back to Marchetti. Marchetti getting some good action here. Valor puts a stupid move, a pretty good move on, and then kicks it stupidly into the crowd. Thankfully, I didn't waste too much there. Madran puts the move on that Lyonnaise player and drops him. Oh, come on, guys. You can't be left alone and miss stuff like that. All right. Mergy is not doing anything. So we're going to bring on the youngster and see how he does. Because the youngster has got to do better than him. It's got to be better than him. For all I know, he's going to be more error prone. All right, Madran picks up the ball. Edmondson heads it over to Valor, who puts it up. And we're able to retain possession here, which is good. Simone arriving late on the wide, does nothing with it, and it's corner manager. Ugh, of course, Trevor doesn't move. It's offside. Valor with a nice free kick. Ooh, that was a good stop by their keeper. That was going in. All right, I'm giving him a demand more shout here because this is getting... Passing the space. Pena's quick. Let's see, can he do it? Oh, no. Oh, he almost had his first appearance, first goal. That would have been amazing. Oh, man, they're getting tired. Let's just pause this for a second. Team instructions. Let's take it to them for a couple minutes here. They're playing cautious. Oh, come on. Really? He handled the ball. They are tired, but they do have their subs still. All right, Pena, nice dribble. Cannot get it on target. Man, I'm liking the way this kid is doing things. Maybe I should loan out Murge. Whatever his name is. All right, some solid playing out of the back, even though I have that unchecked. Valor puts a shot in, and their keeper is just a monster tonight. All right, Madran's finally fired up. Let's see. Oh, now he's anxious again. I almost don't know what to do here. Let's put this on attacking. Let's turn everything off basically and see how the team does. Valor with the immediate interception to Edmondson, who picks the ball up and is running down the wing. Cuts in, passes it to Marchetti, and everybody's set in defense already. Long ball. Their goalkeeper barely tips it. Great interception here. Oh, man. He did not like having Edmondson in his face. All right, let me see here. Who's tired? Madran is tired, but he's the best player on the pitch right now. Come on. Marchetti is doing okay. Let's see how Shibasaki does. Give a pep talk. Come on, lad. I have faith in you. Show me what you got. Apparently, we ain't got nothing. All right, this is just. There we go. Oh, darn it. I wanted to overlap. All right. All right, we got one back. We got one back. Come on, boys. We can do this. We can do this. And that was solid by Pena, by the way. Nice. He's speedy. He cuts inside. There's a little bit of rebounding action. Edmund's able to poke that home. Yes. All right, Simon steals the ball. Can Pena? No, no. All right, but we still got 4 minutes. We still got 4 minutes. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. All right. Shibasaki puts the ball up, and we put it over. Demand more. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, no, this game's over. This game's over as a draw. Oh, no, actually, Travers able to pick that ball up. Puts a move on Jorge. Pena's able to get in there, and we got a last-minute corner coming up here. Come on. Nobody's there. Marchetti, Shibasaki is onside. Puts the ball in. Oh, and it's just wide by Valor. Oh, God. 23 shots, only 8 of them on target. And Kartabi is freaking injured. All right. Well, you know, for the changes that we put in place here, I'm happy with what I'm seeing. But this is a match we really should have won. Dressing room. I'm not happy with that performance, guys. Not happy with that at all. Is there anybody I need to yell at? Energy, I'll give a warning to. Bruised ankle, 2 days. All right, I'm all right with that. Here's another cool $1 million in our coffers. Don't mind if I do. 10, the press conference. I don't mind. I'm sure some of you all saw at the beginning of the episode. I'm running a little bit of a deficit now, 121,000 a year. Whoop-de-doo. We've got 72 million in the bank now. So we're making TV royalties, plus we get I mean, we're just making money hand over fist now, and it's good. It's good. But I did take a look at this. Look at the debts and loans here. I looked at this earlier. So we've got a bank loan. We got total debt of 102 million, 74 of it remaining, and we're paying a 500 basically per month. So 505,000 a month. I'm going to assume that the chairman will pay some of that back with some of the extra money we have. But anyway, that's it for this episode. Let me see here. This is the beginning episode. We'll have one more before the winter transfer window comes in, and that will probably be, depending on how things go, that will either be this Barcelona game or this Olympic Lyonnais game, depending on what happens in Champions League or what happens in La Liga. But thanks for joining me. Take care of yourselves. I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.